Rising. Grand Rising. I'm Shay, and I hope you're well. In this video, I really want to just go over my decision to have a soft life, my decision to go about life a lot easier than I have been. I am a very young woman. I'm 22 years old, and I'm independent. I don't live with any family. I take complete care of myself, and that's tough to say the least. That's tough to say the least, because I live in Florida, and here rent is just going up, but so is the paychecks. So we're in there. So it's been a thing on social media, this whole soft life, luxury life kind of thing. But I really do understand the goal of living a soft life. I really do embrace the idea of living a life of luxury, because I do believe that this is something that is deserving among so many of us. You know, I myself am in a place in my life where I am relearning who it is that I am, considering I stripped myself of who I was so that I could be safe in my environment when I was growing up. And now I'm in this place where I'm trying to learn who I am again. It can be tough. It can be tough because as a woman, I'm consistently going through changes, transformations. I want to try something new. I want to wear something new. And with that comes a lot of tough decision making, a lot of realigning my life. It's like balance itself has become the priority of my life, because I'm always going through something new or wanting to try something new and having to refocus myself to nourish that new portion of my life, or to make space for it at least. And when it comes to making space for things in your life, you have to get things out in order to bring new things in. So it can be hard to let go of certain things, and it can also be hard to live my life while I'm adding these new things on, because then it just makes my to-do list longer, and it's like I want to be soft. Like, I don't want to have to always be doing something. And I've been on my intentionally been on my feminine journey for quite some time now, just a few months, and I'm learning every day. It be hitting, but I need it. As a young woman, I can't wait to be able to show I don't have any little sisters or anything, but I can't wait to be able to show my little cousins, how to just be a woman. Because in my family, being a woman just means taking care of other people's kids, doing other people's kids' hair, just dropping everything you're doing to make sure that you can be there for the people who need your help. And it's nice to be helpful, but when does my time come in? You know what I'm saying? When does time for the things that I want to nourish come in? And that can be frustrating, because there's so many aspects of ourselves that need nourishment, and you have to be willing to put in the time. And not only willing, you have to be able to have the time. Working can be hard, trying to balance out how to keep myself in line spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. Girl, it's so much Elise to take care of that I just don't know no more. But that's why I mentioned balance. Balance is so important, and I think that balance is so key to my soft life living. Making sure that I am at an equilibrium at all sides is what keeps me soft, because if I'm falling off at any aspect, it can bounce off into those other ones and just make my life a living hell, for real. Because when you're at a place where you're not balanced, at least for myself, I can say I'm an overthinker. And I'm trying to get over that. I'm trying to learn how to have positive thoughts instead of negative thoughts, because negative thoughts are also very draining. That's another thing that just drains the energy right out of me. And I have to do my best to find that balance again. I have to do my best to find that balance again. And it's all up to me. You know, that's another thing that I have found from living life like this, or accepting life in this way. And when it comes to letting things out of your life in order to let things back in, that goes for so much. That goes for people, activities, food, everything. Purging your life. There's a squirrel like coming at me. Sir, I don't have any nuts. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, please, sir, please, go away. All right. Keys work. If y'all ever need a squirrel to get away, jingle your keys. Put you on. Right. So when it comes to letting things out of your life, for me, I have released a handful of things that have repressed who I am. And in the midst of that, I've had to be soft with myself. I've had to be I'm sorry, these squirrels. I've had to be soft with myself in the midst of all of this. Understanding that I'm not gonna learn who I am in one day. I'm not gonna learn what I like in one day. And I'm the type of person where I like things to be in a specific order. I love order. I love order. Cap rising. I love order. I love things being set up how they are supposed to be. When things don't happen how they're supposed to, it doesn't rock my world as hard as it used to, but I just can't. I just can't. And something about order, it makes me feel very safe. Being able to have everything right where I can see it, you know, I love that. But that's not how life is. And that's definitely something I've learned being out on my own. I've been independent since I was 20 years old. And it is unfortunate because I don't believe in the whole I'm 18, I'm moving out thing. But if that is your life, you know what I'm saying? If that's what you have to do for your safety, do what you have to do. But when you get out here and this life shit start happening to you, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? And then having nobody to turn to, having nobody to have to have advice from, because it's tough. For me, I'm the only friend who is living independently. As much as my friends would love to live my life, I would love to live theirs, boy. No rent. Like, come on. But other than that, I take responsibility in taking care of myself. I take responsibility in giving myself breaks. I take responsibility in caring for myself how I would care for a baby. I've been reparenting myself for so long that I recently realized that I never babied myself. And I'm talking about from everything down to when we were younger and our parents told us we couldn't have a snack. Now I be giving myself snacks. And I know that sounds funny, but it's for real. The things that I was deprived of as a child has poured out into my adult experience. And it's limited me in so many ways. It's limited my mindset. It's limited my outlook on life. It's limited my outlook on the things that I can obtain. And that's just BS. Like, I have such a hard time believing that I can have what I want. And it's really because I wasn't allowed to have a lot of things that I wanted. A lot of the things that I really, really wanted, I wasn't allowed to have all of the time. And granted, you know, parents go through things or whatever, or they can't get us every fucking Polly Pocket. But it's like, I have the opportunity to be the mom I've always wanted. I have the opportunity to be the dad I've always wanted. I have the opportunity to take care of myself. I have the choice every day to stop making excuses, to stop accepting that the life that I had is my life now, because that's not true. I don't have to live in poverty. I don't have to be sad about my situation. I can just get up and change it. I can. Anytime I want, I can get up and I can change my life. And the thing is that while that's going on, life is still happening. And in these moments, it's so, so important to be soft with yourself. In these moments, it's so important to be easy on yourself, because who else is going to be as easy on you as you can be on you? It's not really giving when you're just confused. It's not giving when you're drowning in life because nobody taught you how to swim. I could just sit here and say, nobody taught me about this and nobody taught me about... If you went to public school, you weren't prepared for life. Especially if your parents didn't teach you anything about life. If you went to public school, you don't know anything about this life. Everything that we're doing is being pulled out of our ass half the time, because this world has been built up in a way where we are supposed to struggle to fight for things that we don't even want. I've been paying attention a lot to the things that I want, trying to figure out what those are. I am blessed enough to be in a place where I have the things that I need. And while I'm so grateful for that, I also try not to demonize the fact that there are things that I desire. There are things that I still want for myself. There are places I want to go. There's things I want to do. I'm 22 years young, and even though the world is looking like it's about to march into Marshall, I don't care. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna be soft the whole time. Back to releasing things. I'm definitely speaking about that a lot. But releasing is really important, because mass majority of the things that we go through in this life are repetitive cycles. And sometimes all it takes is to sit down and realize what the fuck is going on this time. You know, last time it had these variables, last time it had these variables, this time it has these variables, but it's the same situation. Same situation. And I had to create the time. I had to create the time to look at my own life, create the space to look at my own life. And releasing, for me, releasing people helped me to nourish the amazing relationships and friendships that I have now. I am just so grateful that I stood up for myself and let go of the people who have had a chokehold on my life since I was young. Like, it really has allowed me to nourish my other relationships so much more. It really opened up my time bracket. It opened up the time that I spend with myself as well, which is so important, because I need me. I don't know about y'all, but I'm the only person who's gonna get myself through half of my situations. And that's not to discredit my relationships, because those are very helpful, and I am blessed enough to have friends that truly care about me, that truly love me, that truly care about my life and want to see me flourish. And that's so important, is to have those kinds of influences in your life. It's the relationships around you as well that can affect how tough your life is going to be. It's a lot of people that are limited in their mindset, limited in their beliefs, and that can be a lot. That can be a lot to take in. It's like, I'm trying to be happy and you're just bringing me down. I'm just trying to be okay with my situation and you're telling me that my situation is not going to get better. No. That's where we pull out the scissors. Sweetie, that's where we pull out the candle, honey, and burn that tie. Burn that tie. I'm in a place where soft life for me means not dealing with anybody bullshit no more. You see that squirrel? You see that squirrel? They out here. Ooh, child. The energy. But yeah, like, giving that time to my friends instead of giving it to people who don't give a shit about me has really allowed me to realize that love has been around me the whole time. Every time I felt like I was asked out or alone, like, it's like, damn, like, half of the time I was really just ungrateful. And that's a hard word to pull out. Like, as a Caribbean child, you are consistently told that you are ungrateful. But I'm really grateful that I've made this choice to be at ease with life. Regardless of my situation. And don't get me wrong, I still stress. Like, I still stress. I still crack under pressure. I used to have panic attacks. I don't have them much anymore, thank God. But I still worry. And I get frustrated with that sometimes because I feel like I shouldn't. I feel like I shouldn't worry. You know? There have been so many life-altering situations in my life where I thought it was the end. And it was always the beginning. So I'm gonna continue to live my life this way because as a child, I dreamed of it. And I really think that she deserves that. And I know that I deserve it now. The things that I put myself through, the things that I have been doing since I was a child just to survive have become my personality, and I don't want that for me anymore. I really don't. I don't want it for my children. I don't want it for the kids I'm related to. This life can be so hard, but at the same time, I'm really grateful that I'm living it. That way I can teach the ones below me, not below me, but teach the ones younger than me that things don't have to be as hard as we've been told. Like, life is hard is literally a saying. There are things that we have accepted into our vocabulary, things that we've accepted into our experience that don't belong, that are truly just spells that are set over our lives since we're young. And I'm not dealing with no more X. I'm not dealing with no more hexes. I'm not dealing with no more curses set over my life. I'm not dealing. The younger kids in my family deserve somebody like me. I deserve somebody like me, which is why I live the life that I do. I deserve somebody who's going to take the time to spend time with me. I spend time with me. I deserve somebody who's gonna surprise me with things. I surprise me with things. I deserve to be taken care of the way that I take care of myself. And that's why I live my life the way I do. I truly hope that if I have children, I really hope that I can effectively teach or at least guide the younger children that are around me how to be at ease with life, because that's really all this is for me. I mean, other than things, it's the feeling. Like, this whole soft life thing, it's really the feeling. Being able to just find ease with life it's a true blessing, because life is always gonna happen. Life gonna keep happening. Life is gonna keep lifing. And it's all about how we react, you know? It has so much to do with how we react to these situations. It's like, you can be upset that you're not gonna make rent on the 1st, or you could just figure out how to make rent on the 1st. And I know that sounds easy, but it can be very tough. It can be very tough to push past the barrier of how could I have allowed myself to get into this situation? How could I have allowed myself to be treated in this way? I had a full breakdown the other day because I realized, I guess for the first time, that I had spent a chunk of my life faking it to be safe, though, you know? And I don't want to accept my survival tactics as my personality. And that's why I live a soft life, so that I could be me all the time. That's been this video. I'm gonna go home and high five myself. I'm gonna eat an Activia yogurt because I'm proud of myself. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying as long as you have. If you've made it to the end of the video, thank you. Truly. And I hope that you could take something from this. If there's anything that you take from this, actually, I would say give yourself grace. No matter what stage in life you're at. I know I was emphasizing the fact that I'm independent, but that's just because that's my experience. You know, and I'm currently learning how to take care of myself in the physical plane, and how to take care of myself through my emotional spells, through my spirituality, through every other aspect of my life. I'm trying so hard to find balance. And in the midst of that, I really ask that you just be easy. Be easy on yourself. You've done this life shit a few times, but it's not like it's easy to do. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace in the midst of your situations. Give yourself grace through everything that you're going through. Be easy on yourself. All right, have a good day. Have a good day. Make it happen. Make it happen.